Hey love bugs, this is Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family, as always, thank you so much for the love and support. It is truly appreciated. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please drop a line. I would love a chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me. And if you feel like the videos, just give you a thumbs up. Just give a thumbs up if you feel like the videos you can truly relate to, resonate to, and it really brought a lot of clarity towards the confusion you may carry. Prayers for everybody who's going through to get to on everything that's taking place in your life. You really have not yet discovered, what was taking place, or, just trying to find, your way to get towards the things that you have really been very passionate about to make your dreams reality. Stay consistent, stay persistent, no matter what is taking place into your life, keep going, okay? Anybody, I'm sending love and protection towards everybody that, just stay consistent towards stuff, okay? Don't give up on yourself. You're finding your potential with every obstacle that you face, that you will eventually overcome. And anybody who's coming in with nefarious vibes, trying to destroy, seek, distract, divide from anything that's trying to prevent me from being the best version of myself, I'll return that back to sender. I rebuke in the name of Jesus. Everything is godly, loved, heavily protected, and strongly guided. So the video I'm doing today is called Twin Flame 101 Empaths, Heyoka Empaths recovering from Narc relationships. The Narc relationships don't always have to be with significant others. It can be your co-workers. It can be your colleagues, colleagues, your different people you go to school with, as well as your family. Going through different things in a Narc relationship. If you have never been in a narcissistic relationship, God bless you. God bless you. There's so many different people on my channel to be like, Roslynn, I went through this with my family. I went through this with my husband. I went through this with my wife. I went through this with, my children, different things where people even had to walk away from their children. I can strongly resonate with that. That's not something that's truly easy. Even family, because a lot of times that, I've even had people, on here where I told people I don't talk to none of my family, none at all. It got very lonely, but it'll be different things that, if it was meant for them to be in my life, God would allow them to stay there. But it's like I had to find my worth. I had to find my peace within myself, being able to allow myself to know that I mattered. I hold a purpose. These different things that's taking place into my life where, I felt there was hurt to hinder me, destroy me, really take me out, was like some kind of blessing in disguise that I've gone through, because I've been, I tell people I hold narcissistic traits. Y'all, hold on just a second real quick. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I was like, just think about it. I'm about to make a video like this. I got to pure this mess up. But, yeah, just talking about being an empath, and you're just recovering from narcissistic relationships in all forms. No way, shape, form, fashion, easy. Different things is taking place into your life where, like I was saying just a few minutes ago before I paused, I had to walk away from family. A lot of times we're going through things in life. It'll be different if you're an adolescent. You have no other choice. But if if it gets to that point where it makes you, not want to be here, or you're really going through some serious stuff, please reach out to somebody. They got hotlines for that. If you're in school, go talk to a counselor and see what they can help you with. Please do that. It's not easy going through different things like this. It can really, the toughest thing you can ever do is unlearn the different things you have learned from being normalized. Toxicity is not something we should normalize. Trauma bonding is something we should not, normalize. Codependency, love bombing, all those different things is just showing you so many stuff. Like I said on the first video I did, I haven't talked about narcissistic situations in a minute. I was got to do that. It was like I stumbled on the channel by this guy named Danish, Danish, Bashir's, Bashar, I think his name, and he's talking about he's a narcissistic, professional, experienced professional. He talks about it. His videos are very, very insightful. I was just like, dang, make me want to talk about that, because y'all already know if I find something that really impacts me or really, hits me in that different way, I want to be able to talk about it, especially if I got it from somebody's quote or or a channel, or a account or whatever, I want to make sure I give them their shout out and props, because I didn't get encouraged by that unless I was led to do that from other people. So I would love to give them the credits where credits due, because it's not easy, being able to heal and put yourself back together from that. Bow. It was just like keep on getting these confirmations from these different text messages I'm getting. It's not easy to be able to do that, because you have to unlearn so many different things. You were in survival mode. You were existing. You didn't love in yourself. It made you feel like you don't deserve love. You're deserving of everything that is taking place into your life. You're mad. You're just so used to being a doormat. Endless supply, punching bag. Different things like that is taking place, and I'm not talking about within physical. It can be a punch from emotional, mental, spiritual, all those different things that has taken place into your life to really find strength within oneself. It's not easy talking about different stuff like this, because it's really pushing me out of comfort zones. And these are the different things that you really had to grow from, the things that you really had to transpire within to your life. Being able to allow yourself to love again. Being able to trust again, because it's like when you have gone through that, it'll make you really want to alienate yourself. Well, put yourself in a solitude, like a bubble, because you don't want to let people in because you're scared of being hurt. I've been there. It'll be hard for me to trust people. It'll be hard for me to let people in my life be transparent, hell, even be vulnerable, because I've had that used against me in so many different ways by people that I thought I could be vulnerable from, thought I was safe with. And it was just like I was just safe within oneself. But it was just a blessing just from being on my platform. There's so many different people that I still stay in contact with. There's so many beautiful people, whether I don't talk to them anymore because of something bad or even something good, I can still have that love within myself to be able to project towards them. I hope life is getting better. I hope life is treating you well. Whatever you have gone through, you're healing from it. You're taking that time out to be able to educate yourself on why certain things went on to your life the way it is. You had to have that power of strength to being your own best friend. Being able to have that courage to let go, because there's a lot of times that we can go through things and it can seem very uncomfortable, where there's times that when we get lonely, we'll run back to different things that God was like, didn't I tell you to leave that person alone? But no, I see their light. But no, you got to see your own, because if you see your own, you're not going to go back to something already unclosed up out of your life. Let that door stay closed. And we had to be able to do that. I look at all these different things that I went through, and I had to be able to give God all credit for that, because I never thought that I could be able to survive without certain people, or being able to live without certain people, or just being okay. And I had to be able to, allow myself to not place judgment on anybody, no matter how bad they treated me, not be able to push judgment on anybody, because it's just like how I can't judge anybody, even though I can have my opinion about what I've gone through. But just being able to use this is something that created better for my life. You never know when you're going through a narcissistic relationship of being the supply, being that plug that, they really went to where you were just that energy sucker. You had a lot of, what they call energy vampires around you, incubus, succubus, all these different things in life where that was truly necessary for you to have. And it's just like, how was that necessary? Because you don't realize when we deal, the wrong people will always teach you the right lessons, okay? It may be different things in your life where it may have been your weakness by default, or whatever you want to call it, where you may have not known your worth. You probably didn't believe in yourself. You didn't have faith in yourself. You didn't place love into yourself. You never felt like you weren't deserving of different things that has taken place into your life. Like, wow, I really had to go through this. It really allowed me to do that. Because it was just like, when I can see my situation, allowed me to love myself. Even when I kept on giving people chances, like, you need to stop. It'll be different things that go through in life. Nobody's perfect. We always go through things. But when things start being a rotating door, or keep constantly going through, that's a habit that people refuse to change. But you had to be able to change from that, saying, okay, this is becoming taxing for me. This is becoming toxic for me. I need peace in my life. I need stability in my life. But for me to be able to do that, I had to break away from that. But just being able to learn from those situations is just like, wow, this really uplifted me in some kind of way. It really allowed me to really see things in a different form of something I had to go through, that really encouraged me to be able to see what things that I needed to switch up and tune towards different things in myself to really help myself really see why I had to go through these things, what was a must that I had to be able to learn from that, what kind of blessings in disguise can I be able to go through that, it's just not like saying that, let me see how I can put it. It is, there's a lot of times where we normalize different things to where, okay, we're in people's lives and we infect those different things that place hurt into our lives, so we project that towards other people. There's a lot of times we do it intentionally, or there's some times where it has happened so much in our lives, which is very sad, that this became the norm for you. And there'll be different times where I've done stuff, and I can be very brutal, very volatile with different things, and I had to realize, I passed that on to my children, that was passed on to me, I was exposed to those different things, and had to be able to say, this allowed me to see where fault had to be within my hands, and being able to say, okay, this is not something that's healthy, this is not something that's positive, this is something very low vibrational and toxic that I need to be able to get in tune with myself, like where I need to unnormalize that. That's not something that I want to be able to keep thinking this is what is supposed to be. Love is not supposed to hurt, love is not perfect, but this is not what love is, and you can be able to see this is love where you're put down, make you second guess yourself, not know your worth, you must be the most volatile person, low vibration, anything that you can put on somebody's name that is not good, it will make you feel that way about yourself. And it's just like, no, especially when you have, that love and kindness, not everybody's going to appreciate that, or a lot of times when they see that, they want to be able to destroy it, they want you to be like them. And those are the different things where you have to be able to break away and saying, this is not something I want to be in my life, where it keeps me up at night, it keeps me crying, it makes me, question everything in my life, always second guessing yourself. And these are the different things that you're unlearning. And that's not an easy thing, it's just like, I look at the different things that I've gone through when I went through it with family or different, relationships, and it's just like, we all go through things, and it's not easy for everybody to want to heal from those different things, because it brings out a lot of things we don't want to think about. But it's just like, if you want something to become better into your life, you have to be able to create better, you have to be able to want better. That means you have to do things from a genuine standpoint. You had to be honest about different things, hold yourself, be accountable for your own actions. There'll be different times, are you reacting, or are you responding? Are you allowing yourself to move in silence? Are you appreciating everything, whether it's good, bad, happy, or sad? This is applied towards growth. You want to become better. How are you going to be able to become better if you ain't gone through some real toxic stuff? You had to be able to go through that. And this is the strongest thing you can ever come from. You're coming from a genuine place. It's just like, yeah, I went through these challenges. I had to deal with some very toxic people, but there was a part of myself that was very toxic. There's a lot of lines where we can become triggered when we sit up here and say, why do I keep attracting all these people? It's not always, it's kind of like a catch-22, I guess. It's like, let me try to see if I use the term double-edged sword. There's a lot of times we may attract those type of people because there was something within us that we had to acknowledge. It's like everybody holds a mirror, and there's like, okay, you have to love yourself. Oh, you have to be able to let go of the past and being able to allow yourself to be in the presence of the present. Oh, these are the different things where you have to make peace with the people that hurt you, or being able to understand you can't bleed on people that didn't cut you. They didn't do that. And those are the different things that goes into life where, when you're in a situation like that, narcissistic people do not want to be exposed on that truth. Narcissistic people feel like they can never do no wrong, and everybody's the problem, and they're the ultimate issue. Nobody can ever do that. Everybody is always wrong and they're always right. And those are the different illnesses that walks around with different people like that. It'll be different times you don't want nobody telling you about yourself. I don't want to hear that. But it's just like, if you want to be able to become a better person, you have to be able to have corrective criticism. You're recovering from these different things into your life and saying, I was in an abusive situation. The situation was very toxic, and I had to deal with a lot of things, because a lot of times, I can say I was trauma bonded with people. I had mommy and daddy issues. I was neglectful, towards those different things, but I had to learn how to, be that loving person towards myself, regardless of what wasn't being reciprocated towards myself. I knew I deserved better, so I had to be able to make better decisions if I wanted better into my life. I had to be able to cut away different situations and different people if I wanted to be able to receive my blessings. I'm not holding my back, my holding me back from my blessings just to be desperate to be able to have people in my life. I want to be able to have better, but there's a lot of people in a lot of situations within, not just within other people, but within myself. If I want to become better, but I had to be very transparent towards that. Going through all those different things in my life was not easy. What you're going through in life, if you're on this video, it's not easy, but then you're going through where you're making changes, ultimate changes. It's like, that's my determination, that's my mission, that's my purpose. I want to come better in my life. But if I want to have better things in my life, there's a lot of tweaking I have to be able to do. There'll be like the whole tweaking. I mean, tweaking isn't change, not tweaking off of, different barbiturates, but just being able to change the filter on my life. I want to be able to be in peace. Okay, you have to be able to create that peace. And a lot of times, how you're going to be able to create that peace, you're going to have to be in situations where it really takes you out of that comfortability of being peaceful. That's when you have to be able to allow yourself at times, which is hard at times, to not get so consumed about what is going on around you, what people are trying to do to destroy what you're trying to move forward in, or what you're trying to create. Those are the different things that you were put exactly at that moment. You're exactly where you need to be. So that was kind of spiritual confirmation right there, the belt, whatever you want to call it. You're in the exact situation for you to be able to help you do that. And for you to be able to do that, create your peace. God gonna put you in the middle of chaos, put you around the most hateful, vile people He can ever put you around, just for you to be that loving situation. God will put you around the negative people, that knowing you don't have to be that way if you don't want to. Everybody has a choice. You either can stay like that because you're comfortable and it gets you attention, or you gonna allow those situations that really hurt you, that you hurt other people, to be able to grow. Like, they're not the problem, it's me. I'm that problem. Like, no, I'm not, but it'll be there. I can be that problem at times. Why do I keep allowing these things to happen? It'll be just, you get put in those situations where you're going to be around people that are going to encourage you, but you're also going to be in those situations where they're going to make you second guess your worth. You know what I mean? A lot of times when it comes to those narcissistic situations, they will gather an army, and it will make you second guess like yourself, as saying, I'm the problem. Yeah, they may be right. And there'll be those different times like, no, they're not right. They're discovering, they fear everything that you will when you end up being the truth. Because a lot of times it'll make you feel like, I need those types of situations. I need that person. You have to be at that point to understand they need you more than you need them. Because if it's a case where you're trying to walk away saying, okay, this is just not suitable for me, it'll be that situation where people will love you to let you go. A lot of times it's hard to be able to do that, where, I can say if I was in the shoes of that person, it's just like, if I know that person don't want to be with me, and I've been in situations like that where it was hard for me to be able to let go and just move on. But then it was just like, I can't take that personal. I'm going to keep moving forward, whether or not what that opinion is of that. And you had to be able to grow through that, where, hey, it wasn't easy to be able to do. But this is that situation that I can truly benefit off of. These are different things that I move on unapologetically, to be able to appreciate how much it taught me in that situation, and being able to say I can grow from that. These are the different things that took place in my life where, starting from scratch and doing that ultimate reset was not easy, because you're stripping yourself of everything you thought was true, everything you thought was real, things that you may have loved, things that you may have cherished. Those are the different things. It's like, this really taught me how to grow. This taught me to go towards that next level. But for me to be able to do that, I had to really keep it real with myself. Before I was even real to anybody else, where it started off, I had to be real with myself. Because you can lie to everybody all the time, but the only thing is, you're lying towards yourself. But you had to be in that truth, like, man, God, dog, this done put me through some changes that, I never thought I'd be able to withstand or be able to overcome. And those are the different things that, really brought madness and sadness towards my life. But can I create better? Yeah. It's going to be easy? No. It'll be a journey within a journey. These are exact purposes to be able to do that. With us being empath, we see the good in everything. A lot of times it'll make you feel stupid for loving somebody. Never feel that way. It make you feel in regret and resentment. Well, I let this person in my life. That person they were assigned to your life to be able to do that. And it'll be a lot of times like, why would God assign something like that? Because there's some truth in the matter that that person needed to see. And you had to learn from that situation, and it allowed you to see what was in yourself, you know? And it's just like when I've gone through different things like that, you know, I had to be able to let go of a lot of things. You know, I had to be able to accept a lot of things that was hard for me to be able to digest, and be able to move in truth like that. You know, there are some people who are just out there like that, you know, and hoping you can be that blessing to be able to allow them to recognize that soul for them to be able to change. Because there are a lot of times in questions, can narcs be able to heal themselves? Yeah, if they wanted to. You know, it always starts with them. We can't force anybody to heal that don't want to be healed. There's a lot of people that are not ready. Until they're ready, there's going to be a lot of hurtful people that anybody comes in connection with. I was like that, you know, until I was sure about myself and loved myself. There was a lot of people I hurt. You know, there was a lot of people that hurt me bad. But then when it was just like, when I know for sure in my life I want something genuine as I am, whatever I'm projecting out as being empowering, as being growth status, I want to be able to have that reciprocated. Anything that's low vibing towards that, I do not want to ingest that. I don't want to even entertain that. You know, my energy is very precious to me. You know, what I'm trying to do is very precious to me. And anything that challenges me to get out of my peace, to be able to communicate, I'm just not going to do it. You know, and I had to be able to understand that. It's just like go through situations where it's a thing where, okay, I'm going to, you know, allow myself to be argumentative and stuff like that, because that's the reason why. That was just like when I went through situations like that. It can never be a conversation to where we can be able to grow from it and see a solution. There was always arguing. There was always fighting and all that. And now I'm at that point where in life, like, I do not want to waste my energy on stuff like that anymore. If it challenges me to become a better person, which it actually does, you know, it'll be those things that really love you and support you. Like, oh, where you been at my whole life? It was waiting for you to find you. It was waiting for you to find you, because there's somebody out there that's going to love the love that you get now, okay? But we had to be able to do that by placing love towards ourselves, to be able to understand that. And those are the different things you're finding out through, you know, being in empath recovery from narcissistic relationships. You're going to have to be able to cut off ties with a lot of things, regardless who they are to you. You know, there's different people that told me they had to walk away from their children. I truly understand that. I sympathize with it, because especially if these are your children, you love them. You want to protect them. You want to do the best thing you can. And I'm talking about, you know, adult children. There'll be different things that, you know, it's hard to be able to do that when they're toddlers. You know, it's like, especially if I don't think they're narcissistic when they're toddlers. But, you know, anything that surpassed that is like, all my children are grown. And it's just like, you know, it was sad. I had to love them from a distance, you know, and different things like that. I don't wish anything on them. I want to talk bad about them, because I feel like we're all on our own journey. And a lot of times, you know, I can tell them that I created a lot of things that I exposed them to from things that I got used to, and I messed that up. You know, it'll be different times. You don't see me in my videos where I talked about that. You know, that was a very triggering situation for me, because I beat myself up for a lot of things that I exposed my kids to, feeling like that's something normal. That, you know, anything that makes you question your worth or make you feel like your existence is only existing when you're benefiting off of other people, no matter how they treat you, it's okay. You know, and I had to be able to do that. I had to be asking forgiveness for my kids, because this is what I normalized. I felt love growing up to a certain extent, and that's, you know, when it got to a certain age where, you know, I was emulating something was very triggering for other people that had nothing to do with me. I was hated for that. I was put down. I was beat down emotionally, mentally, and physically. You know, different things like that. And I had to be able to say, you know, this is not normal. This is not normal. Because it's like when I've been around people that were very happy and nurturing towards their kids, I'm like, what's that? Why are they like that with you? Like, that's how it's supposed to. You know, I went through that. But it was just like different things, even though I'm not going to say both parents did that, because my mom really did love me. You know, God rest her soul, she really did. And it was just like, for me to really understand she was not the villain, you know, that was really hard for me to digest. You know, it's just the only thing that I can say I benefit off of that situation when it came to my mom before she, you know, she went, transpired, you know, transition. That, thank God, God gave me that chance for me to have a beautiful relationship with her before she passed away. You know, I love my mom. Her birthday just passed on the 13th, and it was just like, you know, Mom, I keep going, you know, and you know, it's just a blessing that God gave me that gift to be able to talk to people that passed on. And it's just like my mom don't love. You know, I can feel like it takes a toll on her to watch me go through the stuff that I go through. And, it made me feel at times that she feel like she blames herself, and I tell her, don't do that. I don't blame you for what I've gone through. Everybody got their choice on how they choose to do things. And I know it would just be different things where I feel like, I should have protected you. I should have known this. Why didn't I know it? And stuff like that. So everything happened for a reason. I don't blame my mom for that. I really put my mom through hell. I really did. And I can be able to say that, I was so disrespectful, because it was just, the fact is, I was made to see, I went through parental alienation, where I was turned against my mom. She wasn't the bad guy. It was the person that was trying to convince me of her. That's the one who was the culprit of that. And, something I had to digest every day. Going through all that, and then I had to accept that I hurt the person that really, truly loved me. And I've gone through that, different things as that I had to be able to experience, and just being able to say, it was a blessing for me to be able to have that closing with my mom, because I was like, Mom, you were my best friend. We laughed, we had shared drinks together, we act stupid, we cried. Well, not cry, we would get emotional, because my mom was never that kind of emotional person, until when it came to the subject of my situation I'm in at hand. But, learning from all those different things, I can be very transparent. That's how, especially when you have a platform like this, to be able to be open and honest. It's not easy when you're allowing your not so good moments to be projected out towards that, because I know with my situation, people try to find different things they can hold over my head to expose me for, but I'm only exposing myself. I don't care about how I'm being seen. When you know that somebody's being real, I don't place judgment on anybody. You always have that chance to grow if you allow yourself to be just that. There's nothing you should be ashamed of, where you could be a woman of the night or a man of the night, or you used to be a drug addict, or you'd be abusive. If you can grow by that and accept the responsibility of the things that you unleashed on people, and you can be able to embody that, I need to change. I've hurt everybody I came into my life that was meant to love me. And you can be that type of person where you're very narcissistic like that. Narcissistic personality, narcissistic personality to order to narcissism. And I didn't never know what that was until I started this, and it's just like many people talk about that, because I've did a lot of videos like this in the past to really recognize that you're in a narcissistic situation, being able to understand the pros and the cons about narcissistic people. It's not easy to be able to do that, because it's just like I got to tiptoe. I was like, God, dog, I feel like I got to tiptoe. I don't want to say something, like I don't want to breathe in something I made peace with, basically doing that. But it's just at that situation, you being in a narcissistic situation, they want you to believe you're always the issue. They believe that they're always feeling like they're entitled to be a part of your life, and you're doing everything towards them to prove loyalty to them, but it's not being reciprocated. They're able to do what they're wanting. They're entitled to be able to do that, but you're not. You're not able to walk away. You're not supposed to do that and make your life live in hell. There's a lot of times that I can feel like I'm blessed, because there are certain people that are in a situation, especially TV, where you can be around that, and I've been that, where it feels like if I can't have you, nobody else can. If I can't be a part of your blessing, you can't be either. And I'm dealing with that now, and it's well, I dealt with it in the past as well. And it's just at that time, no, it ain't gonna roll like that. But I appreciate everything that these narcissistic connections has taught me. It has not been easy, because there's a lot of things that was sent towards my life that should have been, this is gonna unalive her. This is gonna make her cuckoo for the cuckoo's nest. This is gonna make her feel like she's her radio ain't tuned up all the way. And I went through those things. It's not easy to talk about, but it has brought me a lot of structure. It helped me build up my character in a lot of ways, allowed me to say what I'm not going to entertain, what I'm going to tolerate, because there'll be different times where, people, I was getting to know to be in a relationship, and they asked me, Roslynn, what do you, look for in a relationship? What are you looking for? And it was like, I don't know. I don't know. And what do you expect? How do you expect to be treated? I don't know. And I really didn't. I didn't have a man figure in my life, a father figure in my life to really show me this is what you're not supposed to accept. This is not what you're supposed to entertain. And these are the different things that you shouldn't even allow into your life. The main man that wanted to be a father in my life was totally banned from being able to do that. But I had to be able to go through this without that, and being okay with it. But now it's just that, when I went through these narcissistic relationships, it's like I put my foot down. I'm not going to tolerate this. I'm going to be able to forgive that, now allowing myself to feel like I got to be external validation, because the fact is not everybody's going to be satisfied with you. There's going to be sometimes I'm not going to be a part of people's, cup of tea. Not everybody's going to understand me. Not everybody's going to like me. And it's just like, I'm okay either way. Whether you like me or not, or support me or not, or how you see me, it's going to be at that point, it's not going to stop me from being me. It's not going to stop me from being, move forward. It's not going to stop me from speaking my truth. You're not going to silence me. I'm not going to stop talking for nothing. My truth is going to stay standing, and Statue of Liberty, tell me God and God we trust. I'm going to keep moving through that, And those are the different things that I'm not going to be apologetic for, and that shouldn't be with you either. Never feel scared to speak out your truth of what you have gone through, okay? There's a lot of sick people out in the world where that's where they get their empowerment from hurting other people. I always used to bash my brain and trying to really understand how can you get off by hurting people to make you feel better? What makes you think humanizing somebody is going to make you look good? How are you talking so bad about a person when all this person did is try to love you, and you make them you mad when you can't benefit off of that? You can't manipulate it, put boundaries up. So you become a villain in somebody's story just when they know they can't take advantage of you anymore. You have to understand, when narcissists are in your life, they want to control everything. Do as I say, not as I do. And it'll be just different things that I see in the world. It can be very triggering to me when I can sit up here and see. It was just one show I was watching on High Crime. I can't remember that girl's name to save my life, but it just really touched my heart. But it made me angry, because this boy was like 15 or 16 years old. I mean, when he was talking to his mom, it's like you talking to a homeboy on the street, or your girlfriends or whatever, cussing and fussing and everything. Like, Mom, if she don't take me back, and she unblocked me from social media, can't get in touch with her, can't, she blocked me from her DMs, she won't answer my phone calls, nothing like that. If she don't come back, I'm taking her, I'm taking her out. I'm doing this. And it was just, the parent was like, I need you to talk to her, for her to come over here and talk to me. I know she's cheating. I know she's doing this. I know she's doing that. And, really tried to make that girl look like the worst thing possible just because she didn't want to be with him no more. He was at that point where he was getting physical. It's like when he got mad, he would call her every name in the book just because he felt some type of way. And he kept telling his mom these different things, like her face gonna be hitting concrete, like she really gonna be getting close to, concrete multiple times and stuff like that. And I'm looking at her like, if my child would even come up and tell me something like that, I'm trying to figure out what demon seed that I sit up here. Just like, you hold a receipt for that. Can you take it back? And she never reported that. And I just felt like that was just something like a Brandon, what was that boy named? Brian Laundrie situation. When you see that your child is like that, and you coddle that, you what do they call that? Forgot that word. Enable. I would have my child in daggone behavioral center real quick. And just for that woman knowing what she did, I'm trying to understand how she did not get charges pressed against her. Just for that boy doing that, because she went to the house and he was like, well, I got some stuff of yours. I would have sent that mess with my dad. I wouldn't have went over there and went and did that, because now that child's life is taken. When the parent, he's like, oh, I didn't think he was going to do it. Regardless of that, why does this child feel comfortable enough to talk to you like this? So obviously every relationship she is going through, he had to have his way. It's sick out there when there are sociopaths and psychopaths are like that, where they will take you out if they know they lose their supply. I'm just so grateful, even though that they almost came close encounter to the third kind of being in the upper room. God protected me from that just because of the exact situation I was going through. There's a lot of people that can be in your life that is, very narcissistic and tell you, I will make your life a living hell if I can't get what I want from you. I will do this, I will do that. But those are the different things where, you got to pull back. This is not worth that. Even though different times it would feel like you can't get away from it, you're running from it. But there's a lot of times God will make you sit in that until you understand, what am I trying to tell you from this situation? Stand your ground. Allow yourself to know this is not love. This is control. This is toxic. This is very manipulating. You had to be able to cut yourself from that, regardless of what kind of story they spin on your life. You know your truth. If you don't, this is where you need to go ahead and center yourself to be able to find that through the tragic situations that you're going through. Situations like this is not easy. It can be hard when stories are made up about you, or there are different things that you have, hidden enemies you don't know nothing about, just from the lies people have created up about your life, when they can no longer, benefit off of you. They can no longer, what is the word? Manipulate you in some kind of way. And when you're doing that, you take away the supply, you're taking away their power, you're taking away their control, and that's the only way they can see peace is when they can sit up here and get a reaction out of you. And you had to be able to allow yourself to know silence is the best response you can have. That speaks very loudly with different things that you go through, and you had to be able to see that, And going through these changes, like I said before, it's not easy. I know it may sound repetitive, but it's not easy, especially if this is something that you have came into comfortability about. This is something that you should not be comfortable in by attracting these type of people into your life. But it's a must for us to be able to go through it at times, because this is where you find your true power at, because there's something that's just really making you question your own love for yourself, own existence, because it's sad. I've been in that type of situation where I just felt like I will never have love into my life. There's different situations in your life from narcissists that make you feel like you are incapable of loving. And that'll be that time. But it's just like that is, their projection is their confession. That's exactly what it is. This is how they feel about themselves. They feel like they're unable to love. If they're, there's a lot of times I even said that I end up self-sabotaging. I will break up a relationship, even though it'll be self-sabotaging. Before they hurt me, let me go ahead and break them. Or let me hurt them before they hurt me. You have that in your mind that this person's sent to hurt you. But there's a lot of times there's also people that come in your life that's very genuine. They can really want love for you, really want to see the best in you because they see your heart, they see your energy. But there's also people into your life that they project the things that they have also, that's the character suit that they carry. I'm the only one deserving of love. I'm the only one deserving to be happy, regardless of what I do to you to hurt you. I'm entitled to be able to do that. I'm entitled to have your life. I'm entitled to be there through all your good times. But, even I'll make some bad things that always be about them. It's a selfish situation. And it's very sad. You're going through those different things where you have to be selfish. You have to be able to allow yourself to know, because it's scary at times, because there'll be different things, like I've been there, where they will know my weaknesses. They know my vulnerability. They know what makes me tick. And it will be just those different situations became a blessing in disguise, because when things start really getting real for me, it was always there, but it will be just those times like these people are going to say things to you just to see if they're going to reaction out of you, because that's some kind of way they feel like they still have control over you. But you had to be able to have that strength to be able to know, you already know they're doing this to get a reaction out of you. Normal people, when they want to talk, they'll talk, but these are not normal people. These are the different ways they communicate. It's through trauma bonding. They do anything to try to get you out of character. That's why I had to tell people, not everybody needs to know everything about you. There are some people in your life that will see the pain, that road of pain that you've been on, and make sure they will never take you there. They will make sure they will never take you for granted, because they see the different things you have gone through. And those are the blessings you get. But a lot of times you got to go through that real hurtful thing where people will use the things that really hurt you to be able to put a spin on it just for me. And I can't let that person heal. I can't let them be at peace. I can't have them break away from me. They get very obsessive if you watch every single thing that you do, and it'll be those different signs where you had to be able to, I got to be able to love myself. Got to be able to understand anything that was a trigger to me, that they used that against me to just try to get me out of my element of peace. And had to be able to heal from that. And it'll be just a lot of things that goes on where, it'll be different things that people know will hurt me, and they will use it to their ability just to try to pull me out of their peace, because there's something very disturbing about them that has nothing to do with you. When people feel like they don't have that grasp of control over you anymore, that all hell to hit loose, because this is all they go through. They use different things through emotion. You have to be at that point in your life where, let me move by logic. We see when I go through my emotions, we see where that gets me. And there's a lot of times you end up regretting those decisions, because you think about it and you do things based off of the feelings, or you feel like, they deserve this, or, I used to go tit for tat for like that. But it's just like, if I'm trying to make the best version of myself, is this going to be something that's going to apply towards where I'm trying to go? No. There's a lot of times where your reaction is no reaction at all. That's the most power. Your power is in your silence. Your power is truly in your silence. When you're not allowing different things like this, like, look, I ain't got time for this. I already see where this is going. I understand why you're doing it. You're needing a response. You're needing a reaction. You want to be able to get up under my skin. You're trying to poke the sleeping bear out of hibernation. I'm just like, it's not worth it, Billy. Might come back from the light. Carol Ann, coming from the light, you are the light. Don't allow that to pull you back. Because there's a lot of times they will try to push you back into the person you'll no longer be. So I hope you are able to resonate with that situation. I was like, Lord, let me be very selective about the words that I use, because I'm not trying to go there and disappoint God. Like, girl, I grow. But there will be different things that people need to see that they go through. They may not even realize are narcissistic relationships, or they're trauma bonding, or they're going through love bombing or codependency. You're allowing yourself to be in, that's some kind of demented stuff, where you get off on the different things that hurt you. And like, hey, I recognize the effed up thing in you that recognize the effed up thing in me. So let's effed up to me together. And I'm like, nah, that's not something I'm trying to, I'm not trying to collaborate on no more. If anything is not breathing instability into my life, letting me breathe through compassion, peace, and alignment, or you're seeing the different things that hurt me and you're allowing yourself to say, you know what, I love you enough not to take you down that road. I want to see you happy. I want to see you peace. You have to be around people that growth looks good on you. With you and your happiness, they're not trying to destroy that. And it's like when you're dealing with people like that, those are the different things. If it's not beneficial towards them, they're going to make your life a living hell. If anything's good going towards your life, they want to be able to stick on there. And there's a lot of times that God will, close you up to make it look like your life ain't worth nothing. They couldn't know what God has anointed for you. You had to be able to see what their true intentions were before you found out what your true intentions are for your life, your purpose for your life. You had to be able to do that. And for you to be able to do that, he made you go through the most horrendous things. Anything that you can go through that's very traumatizing, very hurtful, for going through something like that, you can rise above that. Because there's so many people now that are making, commentary on YouTube about, these are the things you need to recognize in narcissist people. You need to understand their controlling mechanism, their love bombing, their codependency issues, their control, their lies, their deception. This is how they move from day to day. Even though you're like, oh, this is exhausting. My situation can be exhausting at the same time, but it allows me to really understand the strength that I'm getting from this situation. I grow from it. I'm empowered by it. It gives me a passion to keep fueling that better things are coming towards my way that I can really benefit. Whatever you're going through in this situation, you're able to live through it because it's a blessing. Situations like this, people's lives get cut short because of the control situations where, when you try to break free, they will end you in a minute. I've been there, but God was like, no, they ain't touching a hair on you. You're moving forward. So just being able to share that element of experience towards your way, it can empower you to become better. Just be able to help you heal, recognize your power through everything that you go through. And just know that, something good can really come out of this situation. So I hope you were able to resonate with the video that, this content of this video that I made. I would love to give a post notification shout out to Onisha Newman. Much love to you, sis. Love you. KK GN1ED. And Country Strong. New sub. Welcome to the fam. I hope you're able to resonate with the content of the video. Much love to you. Keep staying consistent. Keep moving forward. Don't give up on yourself, even when your surroundings may be second guessing you towards your growth. Just knowing there's always a good thing that can come out of ugly situations. The wrong people can always teach you the right things. Love is proved by actions, words, and alignment towards that to become better. Keep going, stay consistent with yourself, be persistent, keep staying motivated. If you need to take a pause for the cause, you do that. But if you fall off that horse, get right back on. Your setbacks always prepare you for a hellified comeback. So keep moving, know your potential. In every way, do everything that you face. Much love to you, sending so many loving prayers wherever you're needing. I'm sending that triple time for you to be able to move forward. So even through social distancing, make sure you give out love, light, upliftment, do everything through, those vibes can really take somebody a long way. And, just for you doing that for the goodness of your heart, it's going to take you even further. So thank you so much for the support that y'all constantly give me. It's truly appreciated. And, what else? Much love, shalom, I say, God, grand rising, blessed be, God bless, peace.